What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Falco's auto cancel back air, and more specifically some problems I think come along with using auto cancel back air. I made a tweet not long ago that said Falco's auto cancel back air sucks, and you've all been tricked into thinking that it's good. And I maintain this position. So this video is sort of meant to add some context to that tweet and hopefully clarify my position here. So first thing I want to talk about, we have two Foxes set up here. We can talk about that in a little bit. We have just Falco's auto cancel back air. Let's talk about some of the properties and just imagine that we're whiffing it, right? So Falco's auto cancel back air, the way that it works is if I input a back air in any of my first 4 airborne frames, I will auto cancel. And what that means is I have 4 frames of landing lag and I'm not required to L cancel. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm holding shield. Shield will come up on the 5th frame, right? On top of this, I'm in the air in total. Let's just look at this real quick. I'm in the air in total for 23 frames. So it's an auto cancel back air, meaning I have 4 frames of landing lag in the air for 23 frames. So this is how auto cancel back air works. Now, my biggest problem with it is that you are signaling to your opponent on a whiff that you are doing this back air. The earliest point they have to react to is the back air startup frame, because jump squat should not signal anything to them. Jump squat could have been a wave dash, a full hop, a short hop into a double jump, a short hop laser, short hop backwards down air, you know, it could have been anything, literally anything jump squat. So since you are required to do this back air so early into your jump, and since you are required to be in the air for 23 frames, this means that your opponent should be able to react to this auto cancel back air happening as long as they haven't committed to something else already. By committed to something else, I mean literally committing to something that would get them hit by the back air in the first place. But we'll actually talk about using auto cancel back air on hit soon anyway. So regardless, if this Fox is just standing still, the default Fox over on the right could be saying, oh, there's the auto cancel back air. I will now dash forward and like jump cancel up smash or dash grab or whatever the heck. A lot of Sheiks will do the same thing. They'll crouch in the corner. They'll dash attack to whiff punish it. Captain Falcons will dash grab it. Marth will dash grab it. And the thing is, you might think, well, you auto cancel so you can protect yourself really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can shine. Well, Falco's shine hitbox is so much smaller than all of those moves I just said other characters use to whiff punish Falco, that a lot of the time, I would say the majority of the time, you're not protecting yourself in a meaningful fashion. A lot of times you're just giving your opponent some of their largest openings. I described Fox grab, Falcon grab, Sheik dash attack, Marth grab. Those are all terrible things to get hit by. So this is if you're using the move and you're whiffing it, right? And a lot of times, what I'm about to describe is a lot of times you don't even really want it to hit. So on top of using shine to defend yourself, all of your other moves have startup, and your dash, which obviously isn't the fastest in the game, doesn't really help you avoid things terribly well against any of those characters that I mentioned that all kind of have either larger hitboxes or faster dashes, right? So dash isn't great. If you protect yourself with shield, you're leaving yourself open to getting grabbed by almost all those characters, and that would be terrible. And shine is too small to reasonably protect yourself a lot of the time. So those are some of my problems that I have with it on whiff. But let's even just look here if I actually hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back air here. I'm going to get the strong back air. And if you look, I have the action states listed over above the characters over here. And this Fox, the default Fox is number 2, and Falco is number 1 on the top here. So if we look, he's in damage HI2, damage high 2, don't know which one it is. But he goes into landing lag here because I popped him up off the ground. He's not ASDI down, he's not crouch canceling. This is what's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he is actionable on the next frame. So let's see. I'm committed to the back air still. He's actionable right now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now I'm actionable. So he's plus 12 on hit. Obviously, he's at 0. So percents are going to change this slightly. But look, he's at 15. Maybe this will change it, right? Maybe I'll be at the advantage once I hit him with the back air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back air. Okay, hit him with a strong back air at 15%. He's in landing lag 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's plus 9. I hit him at 15. Well, that's not terribly useful either. I'm literally just going to get hit for doing this auto cancel back air, even if I hit it with him not ASDI down, not crouch canceling. There are certain back airs that are kind of weird to set up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where if you hit with a weak back air drifting into them, sometimes. At low percents, I believe this is Sakurai Angle's doing, you can be at a slight advantage. If you see he's actually still in damage HI2 here, you can actually have an advantage. But let's imagine for a second that he crouched or moved out of the way or isn't in range to get hit by this or full hops above you. You are committed to this auto cancel back air, and he can punish you on reaction. And it's not terribly reliable to hit this fade in auto cancel back air using the weak hit at these lower percents. And if I recall correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we do this auto cancel back air, oh shoot, I actually hit him with the strong hit. But as the percent rises here, let me actually see if I could do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna see if I can drift in, get this weak auto cancel back air at a higher percent. Is this still going to work out for me? We actually land on the same frame. So since he was at lower percent, I mean, this could have been a slightly different back air. But I don't have an advantage here. We're actually completely equal. And that's not a great scenario for me. So even hitting the back air, best case scenario, with the drift in, descending weak hit, a lot of the times at a ton of percents, even then isn't terribly beneficial. So it's not even good to hit it sometimes. It can, first of all, I do want to say, well, not first of all, but something I want to say is that it can be good to hit people out of the air and defend yourselves. There are a lot of good times where you can use auto cancel back air. I would argue that there's a lot of different things that you could be doing to probably, put yourself at a better risk reward than doing auto cancel back air. But there are times where it's not the worst thing in the world. If you hit somebody out of the air with it, obviously they're not just going to land immediately and then punish you or something like that. They have to, drop quite a ways and then land. They have 4 phases of landing, like all that. So there's times where auto cancel back air is good, sure. But this is just like a pretty neutral position. Fox is on the ground. This is a pretty standard thing that's going to be happening. Now, I have a Fox set up over here on the left side that's crouching. Now, this is one of my biggest problems, is that, in today's meta in 2020, you guys know, everybody's holding down, right? People are crouch canceling whatever they can. People are ASDing down all the time. So let's just look here. I'm going to do just a couple. Hopefully this actually shows pretty nicely. I'm going to do a couple of auto cancel back airs here. And one of the main problems with auto cancel back air is I just can't hit them. There are tons of timings and spacings where I just can't hit this auto cancel back air reliably. And I actually haven't found, except for some pretty extreme drift ins. But watch, I'll be directly on top of him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if I do this very specific frame of back air, not the first airborne frame, but the second airborne frame of back air, this should just not hit him. Look, I'm right on top of him. I cannot hit him with the back air. So there are times where if you time the back air a certain way, and if he's crouching, you just can't hit him. Now again, you could get the late drift in descending auto cancel back air at low percent, and that might be able to Sakurai angle him, and the world is your oyster, and that's fine. It's still probably not the best situation you could have done. Probably also not the hardest call out you could have had to him crouching at low percent. But it is something to think about. Now, if he can completely avoid the attack by crouching, he could obviously shine this. He could up smash, which would probably avoid the back air and actually just hit you. He could dash grab after this. There's tons of things that he could do, and it's really even just hard to hit the attack. And why would you be doing an attack if your whole thing is that it's not going to hit your opponent? It's not terribly great. So these are some of the problems I see with auto cancel back air. One, it's not good to whiff because you're giving your opponent the ability to react to what you're doing. This is not good. You want to remain as ambiguous as possible. Mango describes Falco as the mix-up character, right? If you're doing auto cancel back air, there's no mix-up left. You are committed to the back air. You are going all the way to the ground, and you are going to be in the air for 23 frames. This is just reality. You're going to have 4 frames of landing lag. That is something you have to worry about. So you have jump squat, you have the 23 frames in the air, you have 4 frames of landing lag, you have a small shine to protect yourself, your dash back isn't very fast, your hurt box doesn't get manipulated very well, and people crouching, Fox doesn't even have the shortest crouch of the game. People crouching just straight up avoid your attack, or they crouch cancel it and then hit you. Even if you hit them when they're not crouch canceling, they're still at frame advantage most of the time, even if you strong hit. And if you hit them out of the air, you could have been up tilting them, you could have moved out of the way and shot a laser to pressure their landing. There's a million different things that you could do other than auto cancel back air. Now, what I would suggest, just as a replacement for this, because I want to talk about this a little bit, is actually late back air. I think late back air is amazing. Because if we jump here, if I jump up, and I can, descend for a while, I could do anything out of this jump. My opponent has nothing to react to yet, right? Unlike the situation where I'm doing auto-cancel back air and immediately giving them the reaction point of the back air starting. So I could be doing anything. I could turn around laser here. Maybe not at this point because I've fallen for quite a while. I'm actually not certain. I could do late back air. I could do down air. I could actually double jump away. I could wave land in either direction once I land. I could just fast fall, then land and shield. There's like a million things that I could do here. The Fox to my right is in an unreactable zone where he has to, guess in this situation. He has no idea what I'm going to be doing, and he's at a range where he's like pretty threatened by what I could be doing at this spot. Like I said, if I wave land at him, then shine, or wave land away, it is terribly hard for him to be able to punish this, and you can still back air and protect yourself, but not give your opponent the option of reacting to you doing it. So using back air is great, but I suggest to you guys you use more late back air to stop your opponents from running in. More consistently, you'll get strong hits, obviously, because only the strong hit is going to be out. Well, I mean, there's also the weak hitbox ID, but most of the time you're going to be hitting with strong back air if you're doing late back air, as opposed to doing auto-cancel back air and having people run into it afterwards. So more often of the time, you're going to be getting strong hit bear. People aren't going to be able to react to you, and you're going to be able to keep your options open if you just do an empty short hop, right? You could just do this, see what your opponent's doing, and double jump away, right? Like you could just double jump away, you could turn around laser, right? They always have to be worried that if you're doing this, you can just turn around laser at any moment. And at certain ranges, laser is just unreactable. So again, you could wave land into them, you could wave land away, you could back air, you could have been doing it down air. There's a million different things. So don't give your opponent easy whiff punishes by doing auto-cancel back airs anymore. The meta's 2020. People understand that auto-cancel back air is an option. Falcos have been doing it for too long and getting away with it. Commentators keep telling you that it's really good and broken. People say that Falcon can't deal with it when he has a million different ways to do it, and sometimes gets his largest openings off of you doing auto-cancel back air, which is a safe zoning tool. So be really careful using auto-cancel back air. Hopefully this illustrated some of the reasons that kind of give some context to the tweet that I made that actually became pretty popular. It seemed like a good amount of people agreed with me, but there were some comments that that didn't agree with me. But if you guys have anything else to add, feel free to drop a comment below. I'd love to have a discussion about it. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.